Hello, so Bitcoin is starting to give us a little bit more clarity on what's going on in its consolidation phase, and I'm currently tracking 5 different scenarios. So the first bullish scenario is this: 1 WXY in 2, and then 1, 2 of a lower degree, 3, 4, 5, and so on, looking for higher prices. All of the other scenarios are bearish. So here AWXY into B, and then we are looking for wave C, and then moving down, taking out this low because it's a corrective structure. The other possibility is counting it as an AWXY triangle here, and then wave C, and then moving down, taking out this low because this is also a corrective structure. And yet another way is counting it as an A, B, C, D, E, a triangle, and then we move down, taking out this low. And the last possible way to count it, with the highest probability rankings, because you can count this a lot of different ways, but W, X, A, B, C in a wave Y, and here we are finished. And now we're looking for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, taking out this low. So the probabilities for these, if we start with the bullish scenario, because there's only one bullish scenario. So here we have an impulse in wave 1 and WXY in wave 2. The issue here is time. You can see here that we passed the 5 fib time, which is not what you want to see in a wave 2. We didn't pass the 6 fib time, which is basically a hard, for me at least, a hard guideline to not count this as a wave 2. It can be a wave 2. Time is never an invalidation, but I use it as an invalidation. So you gotta decide for yourself there. But if we are counting this as a wave 1 and then wave 2, and this is a lower degree wave 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on, looking for higher prices, here wave 2 touch this, the line of the lower probability wave 2 lower degree line, which in turn makes it so that this wave 2 has a lower probability. And if this wave 2 and this impulse rather have a lower probability, then it is a higher probability that this is a corrective structure of some sort, which is then connected to this 1, 2, which means that we would preferably need to move this wave 2 over here and stretch it even further in time. So therefore this scenario doesn't have the highest probability at all. And here is the invalidation for this scenario. And if we touch this, that's a lower probability for a wave 2 for this impulse as well. And if we move on then to the bearish scenarios, all of these are just kind of variations on how you count this structure, this consolidation. So A, W, X in a triangle, wave B here. And now we are moving up into wave C. But as I mentioned, we hit this line here, the 886. Therefore, this has a lower probability of being an impulse, and we need an impulse to reach wave C. Then it's a higher probability of being like a diagonal, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a wave C, which is pretty common. But nonetheless, we need to work with what we have, and right now this doesn't have the highest probability of reaching wave C just because of this 886 touch. But we can also count it as like this. So AWXY here in a wave B, and then ABC moving up, which has a higher probability just because of this not counting as an impulse. But this is stretching out in time, so it has also kind of a lower probability of all of these bearish scenarios. And also we can count this as a triangle, so A, B, C, D, E, and then we move down. This also has a kind of low probability because it's usually wave C, which is the complex wave, and you can see here with your own eyes that wave B is apparently the complex wave here. So this doesn't really fit the bill either. And then we have this, so WX, A, B, C, running flat in a wave Y, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, taking out this low. So this is currently, it's hard to rank these in probability just because of none of them really fitting perfectly. They all have their own each flaws basically, but the important thing here is to take notice of the directional bias, because we have 4 different scenarios here and they all looking for more downside. Some of them are moving up a little bit, but then everything is kind of moving down. So that's the most important part, the directional bias, which is what makes Elliott Wave so powerful. Because if a lot of scenarios point to the same direction, it doesn't really matter which one you follow, because then you have your own plan, your own strategy for when to enter trades, and then you have your directional bias. So the only one, as I mentioned, is this not taking out this low, basically. You could start considering like diagonals in this kind of way, but it's so far away. We only have then A, B. I mean, we have the first structure, and you could draw up all kinds of crazy scenarios, but we work with what we have right now, and right now we have a lot more scenarios looking for taking out this low. So yeah. And also I am looking for this, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You don't want to invalidate this impulse by taking out this line before you are taking out this. So if you move down 1, 2, 3, 4 and move up here without taking out this low, then this impulse down is invalidated, meaning that this has a higher probability of being corrective structure. And if this is a corrective structure, then it's a higher probability of moving up, or if it's a triangle, finishing that and then moving down. So yeah, I hope this video made sense to you. If you found this analysis helpful, feel free to subscribe. And you can also find Elliott Wave resources at mellantrading.com. I'll see you in the next one.